He's a communist. He's not a socialist, by the way. There's a big difference. He's a communist. He's down and dirty. He's a communist. He hates police.
And I just want to speak directly to the president, which is that I will not be a mayor like Mayor Adams who will call you to figure out how to stay out of jail.
In a recent press briefing, President Donald Trump sharply criticized Zohran Mamdani, the 33-year-old Democratic candidate for New York City mayor. Trump labeled Mamdani a communist who hasn't worked a day in his life, accusing him of hating the police and Jewish people. The president warned that if Mamdani wins, the White House would block federal funding to New York, claiming such resources would be wasted on stupid policies that have failed for thousands of years.
Because it's impossible to think that New York City can have a communist mayor. He's a communist. He's not a socialist, by the way. There's a big difference. He's a communist. He's down and dirty. He's a communist. He hates police. He wants to get rid of all police. I mean, how can a policeman? He hates Jewish people, and yet he's got Jewish people supporting. He hates Jewish people. So it comes through the White House. The funding for New York and for every place comes through the White House. And I'm very generous, and I was always very generous with New York, even when you had opposition there, but I was always very generous. But I wouldn't be generous to a communist, a guy that's going to take the money and throw it out the window, because you're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars.
Mamdani, responding in a Fox News interview with Martha McCallum, rejected the accusations and emphasized his focus on reducing the cost of living, improving public transportation, and supporting New York's working-class residents. He said, unlike past politicians, he does not seek personal favors from Trump, citing his record as a state assembly member who helped secure debt relief for taxi drivers and strengthen public transit as proof of his practical leadership.
And I just want to speak directly to the president, which is that I will not be a mayor like Mayor Adams who will call you to figure out how to stay out of jail. I won't be a disgraced governor like Andrew Cuomo who will call you to ask how to win this election. I can do those things on my own. I will, however, be a mayor who is ready to speak at any time to lower the cost of living. That's the way that I'm going to lead this city. That's the partnership I want to build, not only with Washington, D.C., but anyone across this country. I think it's important because too often the focus on the needs of working-class Americans, working-class New Yorkers are put to the side as we talk more and more about the very kinds of corrupt politicians like Andrew Cuomo that delivered us into this kind of crisis.
The exchange highlights the increasingly polarized political atmosphere ahead of New York's mayoral race. While Trump's remarks reflect his broader strategy of using federal aid as political leverage, Mamdani's response attempts to shift the narrative toward economic reform and public safety. As the election approaches, their confrontation may influence both voter sentiment and the future of federal-city relations.